What is going on, everyone? We are back for our weekly picks. Going to get into this Thursday, week one football game. We have the Ravens and the Chiefs, as well as the Brazil game on Friday. We're going to start out in in Kansas City with Baltimore taking on the Chiefs. Chiefs a 3-point favorite here at -3. Over under at 47. Chiefs money line at -150. Ravens plus 125. Which way are you going on this game?
Yeah, I mean, at first I was thinking, oh, those Chiefs, they could be beaten at home in the first week of the season coming off of a Super Bowl because that just happened last year with a feisty Detroit Lions group. But those Chiefs didn't even play too well and they were right in the game. I think Patrick Mahomes continues his dominance over the Baltimore Ravens. Even though the Ravens team is primed for a big season, I think this is a tough spot. Ravens own one after that AFC Championship game, but I don't see a case where Patrick Mahomes loses the home opener here this year. What about you?
Yeah, I said the same thing. Mackey was leaning on the Ravens plus the 3 points. He said in this kind of matchup, you just take whoever's the underdog and hope it's a game. I don't disagree with that, but I do agree with you in the sense that I'm on the Chiefs. He made the same point that they didn't start good last year against the Lions. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I just don't think that. I think this is a game Mahomes doesn't want to lose to the Ravens and hear that. Oh, the Chiefs, so they finally, they got
Yeah.
bested in the AFC. I think the Chiefs will be ready for this game. I know there's no Hollywood Brown. I was telling Mackie I took Pacheco to score first in this game. I don't love a side either way. If I was going to card a play, it'd be Chiefs -3 as far as a side. Don't like the total either way. Both of these offenses could pop, but both of these teams have very pesky defenses. And in these kinds of games, and there could be growing pains with either of these offenses. We saw last year whenever the Chiefs came in with Kadarius Toney, everyone expected all that stuff from him. I'm kind of getting the same idea from Xavier Worthy. I'm not saying he's like going to be a major bust like Toney was, but they're expecting that heavy use. He's that skill gadget player that can kind of do it all, the speedy downfield guy. But he has the same problem. He has issues with catching balls. I'm interested to see how this Chiefs team starts out the year. I think they'll get on the board first. If they don't get the ball, give me. I like Pacheco to score first in this game. Like I said, I got it plus 650. And I'm rocking with the Chiefs in this one for sure.
Yeah, a lot there from you. I think that first touchdown, Pacheco, that's not a bad thing to look at. I know you hit on that last year. I'm not a big first touchdown guy. That's not going to be a lock on my card, but you're right in that sense that this Chiefs Ravens picking a side in this one's a tough spot. I think this is more of a prop game personally. I could see Kelsey finding the end zone. I like Mahomes going over 277 and a half passing yards. It's one of my favorite plays. I think he puts up 300 in the prime time to get the season going. But this is going to be a good matchup. Like you said, the Chiefs, everybody, are they going to have those overreactions where they're like, hey, they lose early in the season, especially to a Ravens team? Is this the year they're not doing it? I've seen this happen a million times with Tom Brady and the Patriots dynasty. They're not playing football when it doesn't matter to them right now. They're going to play at the end of the season, go into the playoffs hot. That's their season. They're going to figure things out. But with that new excelling wide receiver room that you mentioned, consisting of Worthy, Rice, Sky Moore, I know
Hollywood.
Hollywood's on the shelf this week,
Yeah.
but it's still a good group of guys they got there. Kelsey and Mahomes, they're going to be connecting all night long. I know he might not have as big of a season as they try and limit his usage so they have him for the playoffs, but this is going to be that Chiefs offense, everything you expect to see. But let's talk about the other side of the ball because the Baltimore Ravens have a very good offense. What do you think about the addition of Derrick Henry playing with Lamar Jackson?
I think the Ravens. I was saying I think they'll force feed Henry a touchdown. I think there's going to be a lot of people that bet that, but I think that is one of the biggest locks of this game is Henry anytime touchdown. I think it
Mhm.
was. I don't even know what the odds were. I'm going to pull that up right now. Give me one
Yeah,
second.
I've got Kelsey and I've got Derrick Henry. I'm parlaying those two in my anytime touchdown play. I think that might be on my card. I think both superstars find the end zone, especially in tight as they get force fed in the prime time.
I see Henry at -125. I like that. I feel like you could find it -110
That's
anywhere
that's a
around there.
fire line. I think that's
Yeah.
that's crazy. I know that Chiefs defense is very strong, led by Chris Jones, one of the best players in the defensive, one of the best defensive line players in the league. They have a lot of other young up and coming pieces that they have on the outside. I know they let some pieces walk, but that Chiefs team retools, and Steve Spagnuolo is one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. That blitz pressure is gonna have to figure out how to get to Lamar. I know they've seen him before and they stifled him in the playoffs. The Ravens got away from that run game in the end in the AFC Championship. We know they're going to continue to pound the rock with Derrick Henry all game long. Just
Yeah.
Justice Hill behind them, so a lot of confidence in Henry touches, Henry touchdowns. Lamar is going to be running the ball himself too when they want to get usage away from Henry. But I love him getting in the end zone. Him and Kelsey, I feel like they're going to be force fed. You see them anywhere inside the 5 yard line. you know Derrick Henry's getting the rock.
I was gonna say, you know exactly where the ball's going. But then we have our Friday night game, the Brazil matchup, NFC matchup with the Green Bay Packers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles come into this one a 2-point favorite. Over under is 49. Eagles money line minus 130 and Packers plus 110.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty sketchy line here. A lot of close lines to open up week one here. A lot of survival picks, too. People joining those survival leagues, pick'em leagues, weekly stuff. Not an easy slate to pick from, in my opinion. A lot of close matchups. We get another one here on Friday with the Brazil game. Pretty cool to see two storied franchises taking it on down there. So actually, people are tuning in, and
Yeah.
they're going to be having heavy fan bases there. Jordan Love against Jalen Hurts. Two quarterbacks really trying to prove that they're in that top 7 realm, in my opinion. Jalen Hurts, a lot of people would say maybe he's in there, but he fell off a bit at the end of last year. We'll have to see. He's got Jahan Dotson, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown at his disposal. The new running back with Saquon Barkley is going to be crazy. I feel like he finds pay dirt, but these are two good defenses. Rashawn Gary leading that Packers side of the ball. Funny that you don't say Jair Alexander. They got Xavier McKinney too. But then on the other side, with that Eagles defense, we know what they've been able to do. New D coordinator there, so that should definitely help out. But I like the Packers here. I think that Jordan Love's able to showcase how good he is in the first game. Eagles will go back home to Lincoln, get their wins. But I think this Brazil game, weird things can happen. Give me the young team. Give me the better head coach. I'm not a big Nick Sirianni guy. I am a LaFleur fan. I think he's able to get the job done. Josh Jacobs. This is a very marquee match with two new running backs and new spots. But let me know what your take on this.
Yeah, I like the point that you said about the better head coach. I am on the Eagles here. I don't love the play. I do think they'll win the game. The 2-point spread, that's kind of irrelevant. I'd probably just take the money line at
Yeah.
minus 130, 125. I think they'll be able to pull this out. I'm interested to see what this team looks like. Like you said, they got Dotson, they got Barkley. The pieces that they added on defense, they still have the second best offensive line in the NFL. I don't think they'll struggle too much. I think it's a similar situation to the Ravens with Henry. I think they're going to force feed their new toy. I know you don't want to kind of overcook them. It's only week one, but I think you're going to see a lot of situations where they're using Barkley down near the goal line. Hurts. We'll have to see if they still utilize the tush push as much without Kelsey in there. But now you have Barkley in the backfield, so not really much of a reason for Hurts to be QB sneaking at the 2-yard line anymore when you have a top 3 running back in your backfield, if not higher under McCaffrey. But
That's what I was going to ask is, do you think that Jalen Hurts still gets that tush push, especially in Brazil, in the prime time? No more Jason Kelsey. Are they still going to use that in their playbook with Barkley?
I think you'll see a couple instances where they do it, not necessarily in this game, but in the regular season. But they get down to the 1. I mean, that is still such a cheat play. Like, put 2 fullbacks behind him and Barkley right behind. Like, they're just going to shove him in. Like, it is such a cheap play. I almost want I didn't want them to ban it, but
Rule
like
change.
I
some
wanted
sort
them.
of
I
rule
wanted
change.
someone to find a way to just stop that play, but you can't.
Yeah, and
They're
they
gonna
got-
they get a yard every time.
yeah, I guess just don't let them get to the 1 yard line. That's the only way to
That's I was gonna say that's how you stop it. Is you just don't even let them get down there. But I'm excited to see Barkley in this offense. I think Jalen Hurts has a big bounce back year. I do love this Packers team. I'm definitely rooting for them this year to go pretty far. I like the pieces they have. I love Josh Jacobs. I love Jordan Love. I like Musgrave, their tight end. I like a lot of the things that are going on in Green Bay up there. I just think there might be a little too much too early for the Packers. A lot going for a young team, traveling halfway across the world. Give me the Eagles to cover this spread. Or honestly, no, I fucked that spread. The 2 points. I forgot I said that. I just like the money line. I feel like you can find that minus 120, minus 125. You also probably could find the Packers plus 2.5, plus 3.
Yeah, and that's a good take there. I mean, that side again, a tough way to pick sides on this game. What I'm eager to see is the matchups on the outside. You have Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, and Dontavian Wicks.
I like Jaden Reed a lot. I took him in my one fantasy.
That
league. I
whole
liked
receiver core on that Packers side of the ball is great. Josh Jacobs is great. Jordan Love, everybody thinks he's going to have the big boom and be a top 10 quarterback. But meanwhile, that's the trio, the 3-headed monster for the Eagles too. These secondaries are going to have their hands full. I know they have some star-studded pieces on the outside, but they're going to have a tough day sledding. I think a crazy parlay to look at for these two Thursday night, Friday night games. Could you see a scenario where all 4 running backs get in? All top-notch running backs: Pacheco, Barkley, Henry, and Josh Jacobs.
I didn't even think about that till you said that. Yeah, but yeah.
If there were any that would. But the thing is, I think these games are going to be a lot closer to the vest. I do like the under in low-key both of these games, which is crazy to say in 2 seasons where 2 first games of the season where a lot can happen. Defenses aren't really on the same page yet. You're still waiting for that game script to come out. but I don't think these are going to be blowouts. They're going to be played tight to the vest. I'm going to see a 7-point spread either way. If you get a tease maybe on the two teams you like, it's not a bad play here. But I think it's going to be low scoring this weekend.
I'm typing this in right now. I want to see what it is if all four running backs score.
They're probably close to favorites in the game, all of them, but Pacheco actually not really. But
Barkley and Henry were both favorited, and Jacobs and Pacheco were both plus 100. I had to do it on FanDuel for the same game parlay plus or whatever the fuck they call it.
yeah,
All four running backs anytime touchdown plus 12-18.
maybe we unofficial live
That's a
stream pick of the day. Put a half a unit on that, and you're making 6 to start the weekend. It's not a bad long shot dart. I've seen worse ones thrown. We're gonna have our official picks posted on our social media. But Huff, do you think we can endorse that? We'll back you. Tell them that we
yeah.
sent you.
I
Half
do
a unit.
I do like that.
Go hit those books and say the boys sent you.
Yeah, I definitely keep an eye on that. That's definitely a nice value play if you're looking for just like a quick little parlay to throw together. Hopefully you make it till Friday. I definitely like this. I think Henry or Pacheco, like I said, if Pacheco doesn't score first, I think it's because the Ravens got down and Henry scored first. But this Friday game, I like Barkley and Jacobs to score regardless. So I didn't really think about putting them all together. It's definitely a nice price. So
Yeah, it might not
something
be
to
a
keep an eye
dart,
on.
not a bad dart to throw. One thing I want to ask you while we're talking about these two games here, you got 4 teams here. How many touchdowns is each team putting up? Let's think about it as we go through. I'm going to say we'll start with the Packers. We'll go backwards here. I think Josh Jacobs finds pay dirt, and I think Jordan Love throws 2. I think there's 3 touchdowns for the Green Bay Packers this weekend. On the other side of the ball, I'm going to go with the Eagles. They get 2 on the ground, 1 from Barkley, 1 from Hurts. I think they get 1 through the air, maybe to A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. And then there's a plethora of field goals on the other side. I think this is going to be the higher scoring game of the two.
Yeah.
But let me hear how you think that's going to score.
I kind of agree with what you said because I actually kind of said I lean towards the over in this second game in the Brazil matchup. I think it could be like a 27, 24, 23, somewhere like that, right around flirting that 49 points. I think and that would fit right with what you said, 3 touchdowns for each team. In this Ravens-Chiefs game, I'd look for, like I said, I like Pacheco to score. I like Henry to score. I'd even like Lamar to maybe scamper one in, but it's so early. He tends to not,
What about
force.
Mahomes?
He
Shady
tends to not
Mahomes?
force the run as much early with Lamar. Like you said, give me Kelsey. I feel like Mahomes is going to have some gadget play for maybe a Juju Smith-Schuster or like someone like that he already knows he can trust. Like I don't know.
70-yard touchdown to Xavier Worthy to open the game.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That would be crazy. But I don't know about the Ravens. The Ravens kind of situate.
Mark Andrews, he's
so
right
tough
there.
to go into Kansas City.
Mark Andrews are right there. I think you can go with another thing to look at would be the tight end parlay in the Thursday game. I think Kelsey and Andrews could both get in. I think you do the QB parlay because Lamar and Mahomes both have good value to scamper in. I take those separately personally.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, Pacheco, he's really good running back. He gets into the end zone.
Lamar's 14-1-1 as an underdog against the spread in his career.
Yeah, against the spread. And I think he's 10-4 straight up as well, if I saw the stat correctly. That's scary to me. The Lions came in here and did it last year. I think the Ravens are a more complete team. The one piece we didn't talk about was their defense, led by one of the best defensive players in the NFL, Roquan Smith. I think he's going to be doing his thing. They have other guys like Matabuke, who they paid. I know they have some other
Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon Humphrey. He's on the downfall a little bit, but still up there. That defense is going to be giving Mahomes trouble as well. That's why I think looking at a Mahomes rushing scramble prop is pretty good. It's usually sitting in the high teens, low 20s.
Yeah.
I think he's actually able to get there on the ground. I know there's a good odds boost out there for Lamar and Mahomes to get over 50 yards. I think they could do that.
I definitely like that. It's definitely something to look into. And yeah, I mean, we got 2 games. We got another live stream coming on.
Games.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing starting the season with these 2, and then obviously we got the full slate on Sunday. We'll be back for a live stream Sunday at 10 a.m. So if you miss these plays going out on our social media, you still got some time to catch some winners on Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll be going live to go through our 5 favorite NFL games of the day, plus give out our mortal locks of the week. But if you have anything else to add, I think that's what we got till Sunday.
Yeah, just for I know some Ravens listeners, real quick, I'm going to give my touchdown scores in that game. I think Henry gets in. I think Lamar gets in. I think Andrews gets in. There's your 3. And I don't think maybe 1 field goal for Justin Tucker. That's a high-scoring game, low-key, too. I don't know. Lamar, a little iffy on that. Definitely Henry and Andrews, though. We'll go 2, actually. Take Lamar off the board. On the other side of the ball, I think Kelsey gets in. I'm going to say Mahomes runs one in. And then I think Pacheco runs one field goal from Bucker. They're going to win this game. I'm going to say 27-20. 2 field goals by Tucker. 27-20, maybe 27-23 if he pushes another across, but it's going to be a close one.
What do you think for the Packers game that you already kind of
I got
said?
I got the Packers. I got the Packers putting up 24, and I have the Eagles putting up, I'm going to say 24-21 off the cuff. 24-21 Packers.
All right. Yeah, like I said, 10 a.m. Sunday. Make sure you're tuning in wherever you get your live streams, YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, wherever you like to tune in. Make sure you like, share, follow, subscribe. Other than that, thanks for listening. Make sure you're staying tuned to the social media. We'll get all of our individual plays out so you don't miss any of our action coming into week 1 of the NFL season. Like we said, Thursday night, Chiefs, Ravens. Friday night, Packers, Eagles. Saturday, full college football slate. And Sunday, we have our first NFL Sunday slate of the season. Other than that, thanks for listening. And if you got anything else, feel free.
Yeah, hit those books. We're going to be cashing all year long. I'm ready for it. Be ready. Here we go.